Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Dudecall. Uh, as always, I'm joined by my co-host Milo, but today we have a very special guest. It took many frantic emails and a few Twitter messages, but we finally have him on. Uh, Alex from HiTop Films.
Hello, hello. I wouldn't call myself a special guest. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So this is gonna
Yeah, and,
be.
and I'm still here too.
Yeah, yeah, you're here. Uh, you're just coming along for the ride. Uh, so this is gonna kind of be an interview, kind of just a regular episode. Um, we're just gonna have a little discussion about Jason and all things, comic book movies and all that. Um, although first, we have a little bit of a game. So, Milo, you wanna explain it?
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay. So you have 20 questions, 20 questions, right? To guess the premise of our short film Dude Fall.
Okay, I should have totally done my research and just won this game and felt successful,
Yeah.
but instead I'm a hack and a failure. But I'm in.
it's fine. Okay. Um, well, I guess we'll have you just ask away.
Okay, genre. Are they have to be yes or no, or can they be any
Uh,
kind of question?
let's go yes or no.
Oh man. Okay. Is it a horror film?
No.
No.
Is it an action movie?
No.
No.
Comedy.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
comedy. Yes or no? Hold on. This is tricky. This is tricky. Let me think. Is it sci-fi related?
Somewhat,
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Actually,
sci-fi
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd say so.
Sci-fi comedy. All right.
Y-
Got that so far. Yes or no's are so tough. I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm trying to guess the plot, right?
mhm. Or just the
Yeah.
general premise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um so sci-fi would you say it's a dark comedy?
Uh,
Yeah,
I
sort
mean,
of.
a little bit.
Like if this happened in real life, then
Yes.
it would be kind of terrifying. So yeah, I guess it's dark comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Dark sci-fi comedy. Is it does a character die in the film?
Let me think. Hold on.
No.
I mean, in the main film, yes, but there is a post-credit scene that kinda
Okay, so
undoes it.
Okay.
okay, so they come back in the post-credit scene or it's left ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm getting plot points out of this game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um okay. Is it would you say it's post-apocalyptic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not an apocalypse that you would know of, but it certainly is an apocalypse.
Cool, 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 cool. Let me think. Let me think. I feel like I'm about to lose the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
what how many questions have I asked so far? Like I haven't
Seven,
even.
Uh-oh.
I think.
Huh?
I've seven.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, seven. Not bad.
But
Not
you
bad.
gotta think of the name. Why would it be called Dude Fall?
Well, I assume it's about some dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. See, yes or no's are so tough. Well, I guess that was a question. Is it about some dudes? But okay.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Is it a is it about the relationship between said dudes?
Um, I
It's more just a comedy, so I'd say like in,
there.
in the sequel, yes, but
Ye-
in the first movie, not really.
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
making a sequel, by the way.
That's
Oh,
fun. I
yeah.
love that. I love that. Okay. Is there like a falling out between the two dudes?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, see, I'm getting the plot. Okay, so we got a post-apocalyptic dark comedy uh that is about two dudes and they have a
Yeah.
falling out. And one
Uh,
of the guys
you were
dies.
you were on track, but then you went a little off track.
Okay, they
Yeah.
die falling out.
Well, they do, but it's
Mm,
more. It's at the end. Let's just say that.
yeah.
Is it about the
Like
rising tension between the dudes?
no,
Okay.
it's like a spike in tension at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So is there a twist at the end?
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Does one of the dudes kill the other dude? Or
Yes, yes.
oh,
Yeah.
look at me go. Look at me go. I think what am I on now? Like 12, 11?
12. 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I feel like I'm piecing it together.
Yeah.
You need to focus on the apocalypse part though. You kind of nailed the dude. Now you need to figure out the fall.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So are they in space?
I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Just let's just say yes.
And is the wherever they're on the space station or the tower, is it collapsing?
No.
No.
Okay. Trying to get the fall part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um okay. Okay. So why could it be called fall? Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to guess that one. I don't know what question, the correct question to ask on that one.
Mm.
Is the apocalypse caused by them, or do we start the story and they're in the middle of it? So I guess my yes or no is the apocalypse caused by the dudes?
No.
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 It's
Okay.
an attack of nature.
Okay. So they're in the middle of a natural disaster kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, if they're in space, I was gonna say an earthquake of some kind. I don't know why my brain went there, but
They're only half in
Ooh,
space. Like,
ooh.
they're only technically in space.
Earthquake is
okay.
very close. Like very close.
Okay, earthquake is very close. Interesting. I know I'm running out of questions. I'm
Yeah, you got
sweating out.
5 left, I think.
Um. Okay. So earthquake is pretty close. They're maybe kind of in space. So if they're kind of in space, I feel like they might be. Are they still? Are they in like a tower or is it a space? Wait. So okay, I'll ask. Are they on a spaceship?
No.
No.
Are they in some kind of tower?
No.
No. 3 questions left.
Yeah.
Fuck. Um. Okay. Are they on Earth?
Uh,
Ah.
they are at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a pretty big hint.
Yeah.
Okay. They're on Earth start, and then I guess they make their way to space. One might assume.
Okay, here, I'll give
No.
you a massive hint.
Okay.
Uh, uh, they make their way to space, kinda, but they go the wrong way. They go
Okay. So are they
backwards.
going? Are they going? So are they going to like the center of the Earth?
Yeah, actually,
Yes.
yes, that's sure,
That's
yeah.
alright. Yeah, that's your second
That's
last
that's
question.
exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why? But why? But why? Was that his last question?
No, you have one more. One more.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, it's gotta be a big one.
Okay. So they're going to the center of the Earth. They're trying to go to space, but they fuck it up. There's a twist, kind of, sort of. And then there's a post-credit scene. Natural disaster. Um, do they? Okay, last question, I guess. Do they fly in something to try to go to space and it goes kaplooey?
No.
No.
Okay,
The one thing wrong about your little summary before you asked the question was that they're trying to go to space.
so they're
Yeah.
So
not trying to go to space.
Yeah.
no, they're just 2 dudes hanging out, and then okay, so they're 2 dudes hanging out, right? And then the Earth explodes beneath their feet, or implodes beneath their feet, and they start falling towards the center of the Earth. And by the time they get to the center of the Earth, they become bitter to each other, and one of the dudes kills the other dude.
Okay,
But by the post-credit scene, you find out that he's alive. So
Okay,
you were pretty close.
Yeah,
I feel like I managed to get somewhere with that. I didn't get
yeah,
it exactly, but I did better than I thought I would.
yeah.
Yeah.
You pieced it together pretty well.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would have just taken me doing like an ounce of research, and then I would have seen the movie
Yeah.
and pretended I didn't, and then just like looked like I aced it real quick, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: are you captivated to watch the movie now?
Oh yeah, I was about to say like I really enjoy that premise. How'd you guys pull that off?
Okay, so
Uh,
have you heard of Joel Haver?
No. Does that make
Okay,
me a hack?
so so he does a bunch of like comedic skits on YouTube, and he makes movies sometimes. So he has
Hmm.
this kind of challenge kind of event every year where he challenges his viewers to make a feature-length film during the runtime of the Oscars.
That's fun. I love
Yeah,
that.
and so we had 3 hours to shoot the entirety of Dudefall, which was hectic. Um,
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah, and we wanted to die by the end of it. So
yeah.
and then we had
I
a
Well,
know a
week
lot
to
about
edit
that.
and then send it in. So after the year passes and he's had time to watch like most of them or at least a few of them, he awards 10 winners $20 because assuming the movies were made on a budget of $0, they are officially more profitable than Babylon.
Such a tragedy. No, I mean, I
Yeah.
did you guys win the 20? I hope you guys won the 20.
Uh, we're still waiting for the announcements because this was
I've looked
2023.
at the playlist. We're not gonna win $20.
Yeah, there's over 300.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah.
love that premise, dude. I just googled the short film. I
yeah.
will definitely actually watch it. I'm not just saying that to
Okay.
be your kind on the podcast. I will. I'll put it in a playlist. I'm not saying I'll watch it right now, but I will
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
it as soon as.
Also, when you do watch it, it has a letterbox, so you
yeah.
can review it on there.
Oh shit, I'm about to go leave the 5-star review.
All right, we'd be honored. Um, all right,
No, but that's
so
super cool, guys.
yeah.
Congrats on fucking making a movie in 3 hours.
Yeah, we did not reach the like it was supposed to be 40 minutes. We did not reach it at all, but it was something at least.
Yeah, I mean, dude, making anything that quickly is kind of insane. So, I mean, props to you guys for finishing it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the summer, we were making an actual because we were inspired by making Dude Fall because you're right, it's such a good premise. So we took that premise and now we're making something like not like I don't want to say Dude Fall 1 is terrible, but
It's rough. I'll say
Something
for a
that
movie,
much.
something with more time behind it. I understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean, trust me, that is exactly the way that I started making short films with my buddies and doing it super quickly and just for shits and gigs or for contests and
Yeah.
stuff. And then,
yeah,
I love it. I love it. I miss those days, man. I'm jealous of you guys.
All right. Um,
yeah,
so I guess it's time now to move on to the questions portion. Um,
yeah.
all right. So I guess I'll just get right into it with Jason questions. Uh,
I'll probably be better at answering about Dude
yeah.
Fall than I will about Jason.
Yeah.
All right. So most of these are related to the trailer because I just kind of sat down one day and came up with theories. Um,
Okay.
so in the trailer, there is a spray paint of what appears to be Bart Simpson or like a blue Simpsons character with half of their face peeled off. Is that a
Hmm.
reference to Two-Face?
Um, I want to say yeah, because that's a cool theory, but no. Coincidentally, the
Ah.
alley that we were filming that scene, had that graffiti. That's not done in post or anything, and I really liked the look of that for many reasons. Part of the problem of shooting a movie that's supposed to be Gotham, we're lucky because Pittsburgh's pretty Gotham, but we don't have
Yeah.
the budget to build Gotham set, so to speak. Is finding the perfect locations, and so the Bart Simpson uh, on the wall. I thought on the day when we were scouting that it was kind of like cool to have Kid Jason be stealing shit with Willis. and have Bart Simpson behind him as like a reminder, like a twisted Bart Simpson as a reminder of how twisted his childhood is, like just some subtle pretentious shit
Yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, in the comic books, Willis does get killed by Two-Face, and so it's kind of cool that Willis is by a Two-Face Bart Simpson. So
Yeah.
yes, that was completely my intention. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
There are tons of parts in like finding locations for Dude Fall where we're like, I think this place would be good, but then like on the way to that place we'd see something that would be like, oh, that'd be perfect for this or something, and then
Oh yeah,
we'd just be like,
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean that's I love that's one of my favorite parts of the process is when you come across that perfect location that you know that you're gonna shoot it in a way that is makes it even more
yeah,
cinematic. It's so fun.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Number two. What are the most extreme things that you did to work around the budget in Jason?
Dude, how much time you got? I'd say the kind of the most extreme, at least on me, because I think everybody on the set from cast to crew worked for unreasonably cheap because they believed in me and believed in the project, and I'm forever grateful for that. Like we would always offer people rates that were fair, but they knew that we didn't have that much money to begin with. So they'd be like, "How about this number?" Which was lower, just because they were so kind. But on my
Yeah.
end, like the most extreme thing for me was just doing so many jobs on the set, like an unreasonable amount
Yeah.
of like I would be painting, I'd be spray painting the wallpaper that we would have to put up in the location in 5 hours while looking through my notes and my storyboards and the script while being on the phone with people as a producer. And then we'd show up on set, and not only would I be directing the actors, I'd also be running the camera, setting up the lights. So wearing so many hats, which is the nature of low budget stuff, was probably like
Mhm.
that whole physical toll and mental toll of switching between like, because you want to give it all to every job, right?
Yeah.
Like I love painting the dirt that's on our characters' costumes, just as much as I love holding the camera, just as much as I love working with the actors. And so doing all that in like a 12-hour time span, however long we had to shoot the scene, was always the most intense, I'd say, to get around that budget.
Yeah, that sounds like constant dude fall for weeks on end. That sounds
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys get it. It's just it's the way you got to kind of do things when you want to make something, and yet you don't. Um, you want to put the money, I guess, or the lack of it towards other things. So it's like you could always wait and hire a DP or get someone else to hold the camera or do any of that stuff, depending on if you have any money at all. Because like I'm used to making shorts with fucking $0 and a string in my pocket. So I
Yeah.
understand. But yeah, it's kind of just the sacrifice you have to make if it's your baby. You guys get it.
yeah. So, all right, number three. I've heard that you have a slight cameo in Jason, but I think it was that you don't have that large a role, or it was that you didn't have any dialogue. So what I'm thinking is, do you only have a cameo because you didn't have enough extras on set and you just kind of had to step in?
Okay, so here's a little exclusive. My cameo, and I won't tell you who, is I double for another character because the scheduling didn't work out.
Oh,
So our actor wasn't there the day that we shot some coverage. So I double for a character in the movie. I won't tell you who. Like it's my body. You wouldn't recognize me, but it's me doing the action from an angle that you can't tell it's not our actor. So my cameo, I don't have any lines at all, but my cameo is a pretty important character. But I'm
I
the
bet it's
double.
I bet it's Black Mask.
oh yeah.
No, no comment.
Milo and I have an ongoing theory that the villain is Black Mask. You don't have to confirm or deny, but uh,
That's a great character. That's all I'll say about that.
all right.
Yeah, he went pretty silent when I said that, so.
Yeah, take that as you will.
All right. So, I got pretty close with my guess there, and I'll be watching out for that while watching Jason. Uh, there's
I will
actually
tell you as soon as I can actually probably tell you now who I double for because the shot's in the trailer.
All right. Well, I guess
Um,
I'll look for
I,
that now.
uh, do you want to guess or I can just tell you?
Uh,
It's not that big a deal because you'll never know. The way it's cut is like I'm only in it one shot of the whole
uh,
movie.
is it? Okay, I'm gonna guess the character and the scene. Are you
Hmm.
one of those three people in the garage who bumps into Jason?
No.
Ah, all right. Well, that's my guess.
Black Mask.
Uh, if Black Mask was in the movie, I did not double the theoretical Black Mask.
All right.
It was. I'll just tell you guys. It was the last shot of the trailer, real quickly, when Batman comes up behind Willis, like the blur and the cape. You see in the
Oh,
background, blinking, you miss it. You see the eyes in the background,
yeah.
and then like that cut to black. That's me grabbing Eddie with the cape.
Huh.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, so I got to put on the Batman mask and the cape for one shot of the movie, which was pretty fun and surreal. I was like, okay, I
That was
have to
pretty
do this.
cool. Yeah.
It was literally out of necessity too, because I think I'm one of the only people on the set who's taller than Eddie, and we needed that kind of like imposing cape grab, and that
Huh.
was hilarious because I'm literally directing while I'm like in this Batman mask I can't see in. It was pretty fun. That was a good day.
All right. Um, is this number four? Yep. So you have teased that Roxy Drake has a little, I think it's a little brother,
Hmm.
named Timmy. And what, if there is a dynamic between Jason and Tim, what is that, or what would that be?
Okay, so um, basically, I'm trying to not. Okay, yeah, I can talk about. I'd say that Jason's kind of like this older brother figure to Timmy. You don't see Timmy in this movie. You only hear about him because Roxy has a smaller part. The idea, if we are to continue the Jason franchise, which it all depends on if people like the first one and want to donate for us to make two and three, which are already written, so I can talk a little bit about what would be in those. You really get to see how Jason and Tim Drake, or Timmy Drake as we call him in our story, interact with each other. But I describe it as kind of like a older brother because he's so close with Roxy.
Yeah, that's kind of an opposite to most other Batman continuities where I don't think he likes Tim Drake that much. I mean, he was his
No,
replacement, but
not at all. And
yeah.
and the liberties we took with the mythos were always in service of Jason, and not removing, but aiming his anger at the world instead of in this kind of trite narrative of he's just pissed at the Bat family because he doesn't belong, you know, and aiming it more at I don't want to pull a Joker right here and say society, but aiming it more at the systems that put him in this position that he's in his whole life. So with Tim, our whole idea was, okay, what if Jason had this best friend growing up? Because he's friends with a lot of older people. If you'll see in the movie, which we didn't tease too much in the trailer, but like I'd say his closest companion is old John, who's in the trailer for a little bit, who's an original character we made, who's this blind hot dog salesman who Jason has been hanging out with while his dad was in and out of jail his whole life. And so the community of this terrible part of Gotham that was Park Row and is now called the slums. Um, we wanted to have someone his age be there, and then we're like, okay, let's do this character, Roxy, and then we were thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if later down the line, this isn't in this movie, I'll tell you that, but later down the line, if Jason could prevent the same cycles of violence that made him with Tim Drake, wouldn't that be cool? So then we made Roxy Tim Drake's sister, and hopefully we get to explore that.
Yeah,
Does
that's
that make any sense? I
yeah,
went on this whole
yeah,
fucking
that's
ramble,
pretty
but
interesting. Yeah. Okay. So
Could I do a question now? Because I
um
should probably interject some of your questions with my questions, because I have less
sure,
questions.
sure. Go ahead.
I'll try not to ramble as much in my answers. But
No,
go
it's
ahead.
fine.
Sorry.
Okay. What was surprisingly hard about making a Jason film or any film for that matter?
Ooh, dude, I mean, like, I don't want to say everything, but you think you train your whole life doing short films, and I worked on TV in high school and stuff. Um, and you think you're ready, to make a feature, but it's like trial by fire. I'd say it still is as we're editing it. I think that like not that I thought that we'd nail it or I had the full confidence. I was a nervous wreck the whole time, but I
Mm.
think like the scale of doing a short, like because you guys have made shorts. We were just talking about yours. You put your all into that, or you put your all into planning what's going to turn out to be like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh yeah, I can totally do this for an hour and a half. But then you realize how much fucking longer an hour and a half really is.
Yeah.
How many
We,
more
we thought it
days
was gonna
it is.
be we thought it was gonna be 40 minutes long. Without the credits and the little intro that Jack does, it's probably around 9 minutes.
Yeah, man. I mean, that always happens. Like
Yeah.
that's part of the game. But yeah, I think honestly, what surprised me the most was how somehow in the shorts they took. I swear to God, we shot Plumber. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen the Plumber. No
I
worries if you
loved
haven't.
Plumber. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It means the world. Truly. But yeah, I mean, I swear to God, like we spent just as long shooting days wise on Plumber as we did on a feature film because we weren't paying anybody to be there. We just kept going back and adding stuff and reshooting. You know, and so when you're on a feature, it's like okay, the budget calls we have to shoot basically 70 pages in 10 days, and
Mm.
then hope that our actors will come back for more days, which they did. Um, but yeah, like it's the time crunch of it and the scale, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, that's for us. It was like, yeah, you're right. I want to say everything, but
Yeah.
it's the green screen, of course. But you know, that's not really important if, like, I don't care about bad CGI in a movie if it's like a good movie, but
Yeah.
still, the green screen was pretty annoying to see that was like glitching the entire movie.
Yeah. We're gonna try and fix that up. Like we're gonna re-release Dudecall eventually with like a new editing program that doesn't glitch as much.
No,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's always the thing too. Is just you can't count on technology going south. You just have to like deal with it or figure out how to fix it later down the line.
Hmm.
yeah. If I was to pick something that wasn't like technology, it would probably be getting everyone there, like fixing a schedule or something. Like, oh, someone works that day, or oh, I go to Midland that day, or I don't
Oh
know,
yeah.
like just something like that.
No, I mean, thank God for my girlfriend, Natalie, the rest of the team who my brain does not work in the scheduling way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm so focused on like getting the shots and working with the actors that I don't think like okay, wait, what if someone's fucking busy or they're. And we worked with a lot of older people on this one, older actors, more experienced, I should say, that just have families and stuff. And it's like, yeah, they're not as free as like us 20,
Yeah.
mid 20-year-old, goofballs. So yeah, scheduling's always it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and to try to do both is always insane.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I'll go with another question then. Why is the Robin suit more armored than the Bat suit? Is Bruce not confident in Jason's abilities, or was that Jason's choice?
Oh, 100%. We always wrote it as when I worked with the Gideus Designs, brilliant, brilliant costume designer. We always talked about how like Bruce would make his Robins wear more armor than he'll ever allow himself to wear, you know. And it was small details like that that I think save us, especially if we get to do two, which very much explores Jason and Bruce together. Um, it saves us from ever falling into like the Titans, so to speak, of like this guy's just a pure abusive mess
Yeah.
as a mentor, father figure, brother figure, whatever you want to call him. So it was always like, no, he armors up Robin, but he believes he only needs some Kevlar and some padding.
Yeah. I like that question.
Yeah,
All
great
right.
great questions all around, guys. I'm loving these.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next one. Is Jason the most relatable Robin to you, and who is the least relatable Robin, and why is it Damien?
Oh man, the Damien, dude, Damien gets so much shit. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's unwarranted shit though. I think it's pretty warranted. But to me, yeah, dude, Jason, of course. I think people are always surprised when I say that. I love Dick Grayson, like as a character, probably just as much as Jason Todd on paper. Like I love both of them so much as Robins, but to me, it's always been, and I've spoken about this ad nauseum, but just the idea of the poor street rat with addict parents who ends up living with the richest man on earth, wealthier than God, so to speak, who also is Batman, is the most fascinating premise, and also just to me the most relatable Robin. Having come from a family filled with addiction and filled with that kind of similar trauma that Jason has, I always related so much to the little bits you get in the comics because they never go too hard with it. Not like our movie does, which makes it like our whole point of the movie was here these brilliant broad strokes that like Jim Starlin, Max Allen Collins, and Judd Winnick did. Uh, Here are these broad strokes and let's paint in the fine lines. Let's draw in the fine lines. So yeah, even like there's this one. Sorry, I could talk about this all day, but there's this one comic. I wish I could recall the issue and whatever, but it's Jason talking to Catherine Todd, who is ODing on heroin, and he's just like, "Mom, am I a good person?" And he's in this like dour, damp apartment building. That's like definitely just like a trap house. Like no one actually lives there, and it's just so real. And you only get like one of those Jason moments every 5 fucking years in the comic books.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's just make a whole movie that explores that, and that's something that I relate to very heavily. And as far as Damien goes, I think Damien is best used when he's with Dick as Robin to Dick Grayson's Batman. Other than that, I'm not the biggest Damien fan.
Yeah. Hopefully Muschietti can work all that out though. Uh,
Yeah.
um, me personally, I'm kind of more of a Tim guy because, like, we all know how Robin basically saved Batman. Like, Robin, you cannot have Robin without Batman and no Batman without Robin, as we kind of see in Dark Victory. But
Yeah.
I really like Tim because he's the only one who really figured that out. Like, he
Oh yeah.
knew that he needed to save Batman, and he took on that monumental task, which I really enjoy.
I think it's cool because Tim's kind of the only Robin too that had a choice, so to speak.
Yeah,
And that's something that I think is very interesting. Just the idea of like wanting to be Robin and instead of just like having nowhere else to go, whether you're orphaned or I'm not going to spoil what happens in Jason, or you end up at the kind of backed against a wall. You know, what else am I supposed to do? But Tim, he seeks it out, and I always think that's super interesting.
yeah. Okay, you've mentioned before some of the inspirations. Oh, you have something?
Yeah. I thought of a question. I don't know. It might not be a very good question, but
That,
I just thought I wanted to ask you. Um, like when people are voting for Jason Todd to die or to live, would you have wanted to vote for him to die or live? Like knowing now that if he dies, you get Red Hood, and like
well,
who knows what happens if he lives?
yeah, no, that's a great question actually, because a lot of the conceit behind our movie was literally let's make a trilogy of fan films.
Hi, Editor Jack here. So my computer crashed in the middle of when we were recording, and I don't think we lost much of the footage. All I think we lost was when Alex was talking about how sort of part of the point of making Jason was to make you question why people would vote for him to die, which is pretty interesting. Anyways, I can't recover the footage. Nothing I can do. Anyways. All right. Sorry, my computer crashed, and I don't know exactly when the video saved to or where we were, but I guess we'll just keep going. Um.
Okay, cool. No worries.
All right.
Wait, how long is the recording? Is it like?
It won't say, but I think it's
Oh
saved
no.
up until the crash. Let's hold
Okay.
out hope. Let's hold out
It
hope.
should have. It's like
Okay.
2 seconds long.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll go with my question from before. Uh, you've mentioned some of the inspirations for the film, but what were some inspirations for your characterization of Jason, whether it be comics or other movies?
That's super good question. As far as comics go, it was very much an amalgamation of working backwards from the way that you know Judd Winnick wrote Red Hood, who I still think has the best kind of writing for that character, like in that first story. And it was working backwards from that. So like, what could have happened in this guy's whole life, other than just being killed by the Joker, that makes him this way? And then it was very much pulling from the original post-crisis, just another kid in crime alley, as well as all the way through to Death in the Family, which isn't that many issues, which is always interesting. He wasn't Robin for that long. Um, and then I'd say, as far as other movies and stuff go, so many, dude. We talked a lot about like Jesse from Breaking Bad being a good thing to
Yeah.
pull from.
Yeah.
Um, River Phoenix in My Own Private Idaho. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but I recommend it. Uh,
Oh.
it's great. It's great. It's so tragic and wonderful. Let me think. There were so many that we pulled from. I think Moonlight. You know, it, the way you see him grow up throughout that movie was a super big inspiration. And I'd say yeah, those are like the base core, you know. And then we pull. I think we pulled a lot from our own lives, me and Francesco separately, as to how to do it. We talked a lot about how like Jason as a character is like a lot of the trauma that he's had as a human and I've had as a human through the voice of this pre-established character. So yeah, a lot of inspirations from anything. But question.
All right.
Yeah. Very good question. All right.
Um.
Can I do one? I have
Sure.
one.
Sure.
What were the runner-ups for the Batman suit? Okay. Did I not type this right, or am I just dumb? What did I say? Okay. What other Batman suits were like runner-ups for the one that you chose? Like instead of the one you chose?
Well, we designed that one from the start up, uh,
Yeah.
with me and Nigidius Designs. So we always had this idea of doing the devil ears and of doing the very classic first appearance suit. But we also
Yeah.
talked a lot about like what that would look like if we did a sequel, because uh, Batman's very much in shadow for a lot of this movie. He's barely in the movie. His presence is always felt, but Batman as a character comes in very late into the story. Um, and so for us, it was always like, okay, I think that Dick Grayson had just left Bruce Wayne in our timeline. Never explicitly said per se, but hinted at. And so I think he went back to wearing a Batman suit that is without Robin, which is the classic devil suit in our mind.
Yeah.
And I think that if we are to continue when he's with Robin, you'd see a variation of that where it still feel. And I know, weirdly enough, I never thought that our suit would be controversial, but it is, which I think is fun.
Hmm.
Like I've seen people fucking be like, "This looks like shit," and I've seen people be like, "I love this. It's so classic," and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and to me, it was always just about following the idea of like Batman to Jason is a symbolic thing in this first movie. So we really want to just emphasize like the iconography of it, which is like these huge horned ears, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, our other ideas, I don't want to spoil too much in case we get to make two, but you'd see a mix of those, what we did in the first one, with a more I'd say I'll tease this because I don't know if we'll ever get to make it. I hope we do, but we want to figure out how to make like a dark blue work
Ooh.
when he's with
Yeah.
Robin, and make it not feel camp, but make it feel like a natural thing. And that's like a huge challenge that hopefully we can figure out going forward if we get to go forward.
All right.
Yeah. Like I'm just imagining you have like in every Spider-Man movie he has like a notebook with a bunch of different designs. Like I'm just imagining you have that.
Oh yeah,
Like
so close to what was in the movie. We had the yellow oval on the suit, but we
oh yeah.
instead subbed it out for the black stitching along I mean the yellow stitching along the bat, the subtle yellow stitching that's all through the
Yeah.
bat.
Okay.
Yeah, and paint a C note.
All right. We gotta go quick with a few of these, so I guess I'll go with a quick
Oh,
one.
I while you were gone, I said I can probably stay till like 10:20. If that's cool.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Well, nice.
So we got some.
All right.
That sounds great.
All right.
I got nothing to do besides watch the Spider-Man 2 countdown.
All right. Is the whacked out ride Bruce Wayne's or any other famous DC billionaires?
uh, the second part of your question, sort of. The first part, I can't answer.
All right.
But I will say that I love that a lot of people um are leaning towards the idea that the car is Bruce Wayne.
Mm.
All right. Um, if Jason is the losing dog, who is betting on him?
Me. No, I mean honestly, that song choice
Yeah.
was very much like, you know, I think I love that song first of all. I love it so much.
Oh yeah, I've
Um
started listening to Mitski because of that trailer. It was.
then I've done my deed. I can retire now. Honestly, that's perfect. I love that. But yeah, no, it's Jason is the ultimate losing dog, and that song was so relevant and perfect. And I also just love the meta textualness of like we could have done a fan film that was Spider-Man or Batman, and probably gotten a lot more attention and a lot more money for it just based on my audience. You know what I mean? But like the story's so personal and it's so about losing dogs, made by losing dogs. So I think we're all betting on each other. The answer.
All right. Um,
I want to see a Spider-Man Lotus high top cut.
huh, okay. If you had no affiliation with Jason, but people at DC made the exact movie you made and released it as you would make it, would it be your favorite movie?
Yeah, it would probably be one of my favorite comic book movies. Um, if especially like, wait, are you saying if I watched the movie we made but I
Yeah,
didn't make it like they made it?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I honest to God think that's like one of the things I'm most proud of is that like I mean it's very rough right now. Like we have a rough cut. It's very rough, but
I mean, you could send it
with
to me
some
if you like.
polish and some not yet. I'm not yet. Well, maybe I'll send you something a little bit later.
Yeah, we could
I'll send
post
you
a review if you'd like.
yeah, maybe I'll send you a little something honestly, as long as you swear not to show anybody.
All right.
I solemnly swear, yes.
No, I have something I could send a little later. Not tonight, but tomorrow. But anyway, yeah.
All right.
I one of the things I'm most proud of in general is the fact that I think that like it, I made something that I would adore, and I don't know if other people would adore it, but I made something that like would have connected with me so hard if I was. I mean, it connected with me hard now, but swear like 5 years ago, if I was watching when Jason, if I was the age Jason is in the movie, and I saw someone make a movie about Jason Todd, like mostly before he meets Batman, and like feeling all these emotions and being lost and being so hurt by everything in his life, like I would, I would chill that
Yeah.
shit. So yes.
Like, I was gonna say that that's a silly question because, like, of course, if someone like if you watch that movie, then he would like it. But if
And
I saw
honestly,
Dude
probably would.
Fall,
Sorry,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think I would like it.
No, I'm saying honestly, I think I'd like the movie more if I didn't make it because I'd be less critical of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like if I just stumbled upon this thing on YouTube, I'd be like, "This is fucking amazing." But like if I'm like fucking the guy behind it, I'm like, "Oh, this is a piece of shit." No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah. Well, I know what you mean. Like you would notice all because you might notice an error because
hmm
you were there on set and saw the error, like without all like the lighting and stuff changed, and now you see that when you watch the final product.
hmm
Like, I hope you know what I mean. Like,
no, no, I completely get it, dude. I mean, I'm editing it right now as we speak. I was doing that right before I hopped on the call. Like
yeah,
I know all these moments we have to cut for time. You know, like even if it's just the look that Francesco as Jason gives, I know that I have to, because I care about 35 seconds of that look, but does the audience? No, they need a solid 5 if that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like I know too much about the movie to be any kind of like give it its praise because I know all the things it could be and all the things it almost was and all that shit. So yeah, I completely understand.
yeah.
All right. So I have one more Jason-related question. Uh,
Cool.
all right. Will the final title of the movie be Jason or Jason Todd?
That's a great question that I wish I could answer. I mean, the official title card of the movie will be Jason, right? Like in the movie, they'll say
Yeah.
Jason Chapter One. Honestly, Chapter One will
Mhm.
be there. But on YouTube, it's way easier to just type in Jason Todd, do the full name. So it kind of has two titles, like Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat. It's it's both of them,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. We've talked a lot about that. I think that like people know it's Jason. All the YouTube comments I get are like, "I'm so hyped for Jason." Um, but
Yeah.
then the YouTube title is Jason Todd full trailer because there's so many fucking, there's
Well,
Jason Todd.
yeah. If someone saw the word Jason, I don't think there's a lot of Jasons.
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. So, I guess like it's the difference between what the artistic title is in the film, which is just Jason, versus what it will be on YouTube, which is probably Jason Todd. But that could change too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to move on to general questions? Because I probably have more of those.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
all right. So I asked you this one on stream a while back, and you didn't answer because you said if you did answer, you would probably just get thrown in the fire. So I'm gonna
Oh
ask you
boy, I'm
now,
excited.
Batman Forever or Batman Returns?
Fuck. Um. Okay. I love both. Genuinely, I do. Well, I think forever just means so much to me, and I am so proud of the way I talked about that movie, and I'm so happy with that video. And like, I just admire the shit out of like Joel trying to actually make a story about Bruce Wayne. But there's so much beautiful filmmaking in Returns as well, so it's always so hard. But I think I'll go forever. I don't know if I can pick just one, but like forever personally means more to me.
All right. All right.
I've seen either of those, but all right.
Oh yeah, did you see that the someone released the open matte version of the
Oh
Batman
yeah,
Forever
dude.
trailer? Yeah.
Dude, I was like sending that to all my buddies yesterday and
Yeah.
everyone who worked on the movie. I was like, guys, look at this. It's so beautiful. Look at that film.
Yeah. All right. You want to do one?
Sure. I mean, I'll probably just say something like random that I'm just gonna think of off the top of my head, and then later I'm gonna be like, why didn't I ask him this instead? But I don't know. Like, did you watch Oppenheimer and like special? What's it called? 40 or like Jack? What's it called?
IMAX 70 millimeter.
Yeah,
No, I am a fake film fan. I saw it. I
yeah,
saw it in like the Dolby Cinema because there's no real film IMAXs around me. I would have had to like grab the gang and go probably like 30 miles out. Um,
yeah.
so no, I didn't see it. that way, but I saw it in the Dolby, which was great, and I knew it wasn't the true vision, but
Yeah.
it still looked beautiful. You know, I think that even if it's not the way that Chris intended, it's still super beautiful to look at. You know,
Yeah,
Oh,
Milo's
yeah,
seen it in 70 millimeter.
yeah,
you lucky motherfucker.
I, twice.
Oh,
Well,
that's
no,
awesome.
not twice. I saw it in the like, what's it called again? Like
um,
40, like just the best quality once, and then I did it like with the extra added screen once.
IMAX.
So I guess I did only did it. Yeah,
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, I've seen
it was pretty cool.
Oppenheimer 3 times in the theater. He's seen it 4.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I really liked it.
yeah,
Yeah,
No, I really liked it too. I was so stressed out though, in a
Y-
good way.
yeah,
it's like it was a good like scary movie to be honest. Like
No,
maybe
yeah,
not scary, but
100%.
like suspenseful. Like
No, I mean, I was more uncomfortable during that than I am during most horror movies, especially
yeah,
that
like
third act. Like, I felt that Nolan did such a good job of when he's having the kind of panic attack on stage.
and the
Um,
delayed explosion sounds. Oh my god.
oh yeah,
When it's
no,
counting down and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I might plug my ears or something, but and then it doesn't go off, dude.
oh yeah,
It's
no
terrifying.
man. I mean, like I deal with anxiety, so like fucking,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure everyone does. But like that shit was so real. The way they did that, was just beautiful and stressful. So I don't know if I could watch it again in the theater because I was so um I don't want to be like I was on the edge of my seat, sound like a like a little trailer quote, but
Yeah.
no, I was so he was so good at making me feel anxiety that I was like, yeah, that was a masterpiece. I don't know if I can watch this again for like 4 months, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. It's in the
uh,
theaters now though, so
yeah.
that's too bad.
Oppenheimer, I think it would rank my second favorite Nolan film. Hot take: Interstellar is my favorite.
Really, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a
Have you seen
Prestige.
Have you seen The Dark Knight?
No, I've never seen The Dark Knight.
Oh man, you should. It's really
Should
good.
check it out. Heard the Joker was good.
Yeah.
I'm a Prestige guy. I think that's still my favorite
Ah,
Nolan.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right. This question's kind of coming out of left field. If
Love it.
you could get Sam Raimi to make one of these two, which would it be?
All
Spider-Man
right,
4 or a movie about a DC character of your choosing?
Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's no, I just think that like the fact that in retrospect he said many times that he still thinks about what they would have done and he still has ideas for it and that he was so kind of heartbroken by the way 3 turned out that just for like the Raimi arc of like him being whole, making that like perfect fourth movie would just fulfill me in ways very few other things would. So I'd go with that.
You think it's
Yeah.
ever gonna happen?
I don't know. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, movies are so weird right now. Like
Yeah.
the MCU is kind of. I don't want to say the MCU is dying, but people are starting to show up less and less. That
It's
Sony
in a
might just.
it's in a fugue state.
Yeah, literally. And I think Sony might just be like, fuck it. Here, Sam. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will make
Yeah.
money.
They're
You know what I
probably
mean?
gonna make Sam put it in the multiverse or something as a lead up to Secret Wars. That's gonna be,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I would hope that he would, after being so screwed by them on the third one, I would hope that he would be like, okay, well, if you want me to do the fourth one, it's like gonna be this, or else I'm
yeah,
not doing it. You know what I mean?
Do you think the villain would be Mysterio like it was supposed to be?
I thought it was supposed to be like Vulture, and Mysterio was like in
yeah,
there for a bit,
Oh yeah, maybe.
but
I,
I mean, I could be fucking wrong, but no, I mean, I think that like now it'd probably be different, right? Like I think that
yeah,
Sam would probably write something with him and the team that would be more kind of, I guess, relatable to where he's at in his life because I think those Spider-Man movies are so personal to him.
yeah.
yeah,
So I think we might get that older Peter Parker. I don't want to say Logan-esque or whatever, but I think you might get like a thing with him and Kirsten Dunst that's kind of I don't want to say like it'd be edgy, but I think just
Oh
make
yeah.
it more
Speaking of
mature.
speaking of Logan. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead, dude. Please cut me
Okay.
off. I'm just rambling.
No, it's all right. Yes. Speaking of Logan, I'm pretty sure you gave it a pretty low score on Letterboxd. What was that about?
Yeah, that's one of my most infamous takes.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I want to go back and see if I feel differently about it. But when I saw it, I think it was one of those things of like, when you see a movie that's very well done and you appreciate it, but it didn't go the direction that like you wanted to see it go, so your own expectations make you like it less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
for me, it was literally just the clone shit that made me not like it as much because I was like, I think I love the idea of like, okay, he has to face the literal shadow self. You know what I mean? Like that's his ultimate antagonist is
Yeah.
himself. That's a great idea. I was just like in a movie that is so not a superhero movie, quote unquote, to do that kind of comic book thing. Not that it's a bad thing, but the movie goes its whole way of being like, no, this is not the comic book. And so to have like two Hugh Jackmans fighting be the climax is why at the time I
Yeah.
was not
Yeah.
the hugest fan. But I mean, I literally have not seen it since whenever the year it came out. And so I think I'd probably like it a lot more now that I'm not 18 and you know, see. So,
Yeah. I this is probably like if I say this I'm like dead, but I've never really seen an X-Men movie besides Apocalypse and Logan.
That
you should
angers me
watch
to
you
my
should watch
core.
you got to watch First Class,
Yeah.
man. First Class is a masterpiece.
Okay. I will one day.
Yeah. Matthew Vaughn, our Lord and Savior. Uh,
True.
all right. I think I'll go with one. What is your magnum opus so far in your filmmaking career, and why is it 412 Food Rescue?
That's such a deep cut, dude. I love that. I'm glad that you like that. That's crazy. Is that on my channel?
I think so. Maybe.
It's interesting. Um, that is some of the funnest we've ever had because we literally got paid to do a Batman parody. Um, at the job I worked at, and I was like, wow, this is like kind of peak right now. If I get paid to like knock off Tim Burton iconography and make it like a meme for a nonprofit organization, I'd do that the rest of my life.
It was
Um,
awesome.
no, yeah, it was super cool. I mean, we weren't getting paid like the big movie bucks at all. We just worked at this film company in high school, so pretty
Yeah.
much like a little bit more than minimum wage. Um, but it was still just like I can do this for a living. So that's I love that movie. I love that little short we did, that commercial.
Yeah.
And they were a lot of fun to work with. And the fact that Company 412 was like Food Rescue, which is a great company by the way. Um, we're just like, yeah, you guys can do that. They had no qualms with the idea of like, hey, do you care if we make a Batman parody? And they were like, no, we love it. Um, which was cool. But magnum opus, probably Jason, even though it's not out yet. Like that's
Uh,
all of me put into one thing, you know.
Yeah. Ours is probably Dudefall, even though it's not out, or Dudefall 2, even though it's not out yet.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, when you put all of yourself into something, that has to be your magnum opus. I mean, people might not receive that as the magnum opus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that Batman Does Not Kill will have more views and more positive praise than Jason ever will. But to
Yeah.
me,
Wow.
that's my, you know.
That's such a thing. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
so
man.
so weird.
No, I mean we always talked about how like we can't compare ourselves to the likes of Bad in the Sun or Lotus or any of these other kind of fan films because of the nature of what we're doing, which is like hard R drama, thriller, and it's not like he's in the costume the whole movie. Like honestly, we always would joke that like our ideas for 2 and 3 are the ones that would get the attention,
Yeah.
because of the fact that I don't want to spoil what would be in them, but just by nature, when he's Robin the whole time, it gets a lot more eyes on it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it, is just making it because you love it. you're not making Dudefall 2 because Dudefall 1 was like a smash hit. You know what I mean? You do it because you want to and because you love it. And that's more important than anything. Because, like, fuck views and box office and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. Just just hearing the words "dude fall" come out of your mouth because I'm used to hearing your I'm used to hearing your voice on YouTube. It just sounds weird.
Do you
Like,
want me to? I can do like a little high top thing because I'm talking to my like my
oh, oh yeah, Jack. We wanted him to be in Dude Fall, right?
Oh,
We can
yeah.
do that after the podcast.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. We
'cause
can
there's like
discuss
one
that after.
character who you never see their face, so
Oh,
we
I'll do
thought
a
maybe
voice.
you could
I'll
just
do a voice.
yeah, but like not right now, like because it would be
Y-
weird for it to be in the podcast.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, I totally. I was just gonna do the meme of like I could talk in the high top films voice and be really quick and be like, you know, Dude Fall is a fucking masterpiece, guys. You gotta check it out.
I'm going to
Yeah,
clip that and send it to
Please do.
everyone I can.
yeah, yeah,
Go for it.
yeah,
um,
dude.
okay. All right. I guess I'll go with another one. So I saw that you gave The Flash, I think it was a 6 out of 10. I personally like it more than most people do. But, anyways, if you could go back in time and change 5 things about the Flash movie to make it better, what would they be?
Oh, that's tough. Okay, five thing. Okay, thing one. I think that if you're gonna make it a multiverse thing, don't just play the hits would be thing one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get rid of the cameos immediately.
Like just if you're gonna bring back Keaton, like actually do something with him, you know, like
Yeah,
instead I mean they do, but it's mostly kind of just like little one moment scenes, I think, to me at least, where Keaton will say something that's dramatic and he's such a great actor he can do it. We don't really see
yeah,
him do anything different. I'd say if you're gonna make it a multiverse story, explore the fact that all these people in a sense are orphans. You know, Barry, I mean, his dad's alive, but in jail. So essentially, you know, on his own, Bruce and Kara, and really go into that, I think would be thing two, I guess. Like, if you're going to have those three characters be on the poster, make it entirely about what that feels like.
Yeah.
Um, I guess thing three would be get rid of the baby scene because that shit was just
but
like
played in
one
reverse, that's a
dude.
masterpiece.
I just don't even know. Like I don't even mind the premise of the absurd shit where he has to save a bunch of falling babies because
Yeah,
it's like absurd comic book camp. Like I don't mind the camp at all. I mean, my favorite
yeah.
freaking superhero stuff is the Raimi stuff. But I just think
There's
that
so many.
the
Sorry.
CG babies, honestly, I think is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I change it. Use real babies. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. But
oh,
don't throw them off of buildings.
yeah,
That's too
yeah.
far.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Or put them in microwaves. That's terrible. But
Yeah.
and I'd say thing four is probably don't make Barry 2 like the most obnoxious character in like the last fucking 5 years of superhero movies.
I like that. I liked it.
Um, I think I get what they're trying to do, you know, like the reflection of like here's a guy without the trauma, but also like not having I think I said this in the video, but not having trauma doesn't make you like an annoying twerp. You know, plenty of people can be
Yeah.
still cool and not have like a deep rooted tragedy. Um, and then which leads me to thing five, which I think is the whole movie is about like can like why does
Oh,
trauma have to make a superhero?
yeah.
And just like make that your thesis and use your three characters in the multiverse to explore that in the way that Spider Verse 2 did, Cross the Spider Verse did, where it's like why do you have to suffer to be a superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is
thought
that
you were just
is that
gonna.
good?
When you said the whole movie, I thought you just meant just scrap it. We'd be better off without it.
No, I mean I don't even think Andy Muschietti's like a bad filmmaker or even a bad fit for superheroes. I just think like tonally that movie it has so many hands in the pot, so to speak. like the studio wants Keaton back. Okay, cool. Or like, they want Supergirl and they want this and they want that and it has to be this and this is a good cameo. And it's like I just want to see a good story about Barry Allen. And if you're gonna have
Yeah,
Keaton Batman, then I want a good story about Keaton Batman. If you're gonna have Kara, I want a good story about Supergirl.
yeah. It was certainly a movie. It had so many great ideas, but they're all in the wrong places and they're all not executed how I would want them.
No, I agree. And I think that makes it kind of more heartbreaking in the sense because if it was just straight up bad, everyone would see it and be like, okay, this was stupid. See ya.
Yeah,
But I think the fact that it has so many things it wants to say, and maybe like the screenplay and Andy Muschietti kind of hints at the things that they're trying to say, but then they don't really explore them because here's Nicolas Cage.
yeah. Like I'd agree with someone if someone said it was like not very good, maybe like if someone said it was bad, but if someone said it was like Quantumania, I'd have to disagree because Quantumania is much worse.
I still have not seen it.
Oh yeah.
Don't.
Okay, often.
Actually, actually, if you watch Dude Fall but you haven't seen Quantumania, you might actually not understand something.
Actually, that is
But
true.
you've probably seen Modoc though, like
Oh
that's
yeah.
all you really need to know. That's pretty much it. There's just a character in Dude Fall that's like making fun of how bad the CGI was on Modoc.
Oh, that's fun. I love that.
Yeah, the whole movie's pretty much making fun of like recent Marvel movies. Not the whole movie, just I'd say the last 2 minutes maybe.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one thing. Have you seen the house that Jack built? Not.
No, I have not. It's on my list though.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
Okay, cool, cool. I mean, it is the season, so
Yeah. Are you excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
weirdly enough, yes. I hope it's good. I'm not a huge FNAF fan, but I did play the games back. I think it came out when I was in high school, the
Yeah.
first one, and I remember just like hanging out with the dudes and pulling that up. Um, so yeah, I hope it's good because I think that the premise is so cool, and the trailer didn't look bad, and it
No,
looks
Yeah.
it
cool,
didn't.
and so I hope it's good. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, but Markiplier's not in it, so like, what's the point? Yeah, no, it does look good. Like the cameos in that movie would be like perfect because I feel like that would fit the whole Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
But
and the fan base too.
yeah, and they need something good.
Um, okay, I'm out of questions, but I just came up with one on the spot. Um,
Yeah.
what's a movie that you did not expect to be as good as it was when you watched it?
Most recently, Blue Beetle. I had
Oh
like
yeah.
the most mid kind of expectations of I'm gonna see this. But I was kind of I don't want to say I was blown away. It's not my favorite anything, but just how solid it was and how even though it very much fits into the superhero mold, how heartfelt it was and how much it loved characters was a huge surprise.
It kind of felt like I don't know, like returning to like if you've ever moved out of a house and then going back to that house and seeing
Yeah.
like your old room or something like that, like reminding yourself of like, hey, I have all these memories of this place. Like
No,
even
it's
though it's all dusty and it's all like
yeah.
everything, nothing's in there that like you would recognize. It's still just like it has that feeling.
That's a great way to put it, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
I think,
Every time someone stops talking, there's a silence,
yeah.
which I feel like that's a sign that we're kind of stretching this too much
All
to
right.
we get it to 10:30.
I think
Oh
But
I'd
no,
like,
I'm just
I
I
was
kept
just
having ideas of things to ask you, but then I kept forgetting of them after I was listening to you. So
no,
I'm
you
just
guys are
trying to think, and I don't want to make this like too long of me just trying to think. But
you
you
guys
guys,
are totally fine. I was gonna say that I kind of have to head out ish now. Um,
oh well then, if you want to, like or not want
uh,
to, but if
yeah.
you have to,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, honestly, I was just like, shit, I gotta use the bathroom, and then I gotta go. We're heading over to Francesco, who plays Jason Todd's place, to
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool.
talk about the movie stuff. So,
Right.
Tell him
yeah,
to
but
watch
no,
Dudefall.
I will, I will, I will, I will wear a T-shirt that tells everyone to.
Yeah.
Right, I just
No,
kind
but
of
dude, this was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much.
yeah, I
All
just kind
right.
of have one more
Before
thing
you
to
go,
add. Oh, I guess
you
Okay.
you
can.
have one more thing to add.
I was just gonna say about the line for Dudefall too, just like quickly.
Well, we can do that after we're done, like recording, so we don't like
Yeah.
spoil
All
it. All right. So this kind of relates to my question. So the one movie that I did not expect to be as good as it was, and it became one of my favorites instantaneously, Mask of the Phantasm. It is,
Oh, I love that.
I'd like I went in with semi low expectations because I knew it was like made for kids, but I
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to go so deep into Bruce's character with that movie. Like I really enjoyed it. I think I put it at number 2 on my top 10 movies. Spider-Man 2 being at the top, of course.
Oh, I thought you were talking about League of Super Pets, and I got really confused. I was not. I was reading some messages. I'm sorry.
Mask of the Phantasm is like the yeah, obviously like the animated series is more geared towards children, but it's literally one of the most, if not the most mature Batman movies. Period. I think. You know.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Dark Knight?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I should probably watch that movie then.
Yeah, you probably should. Let me know how it is.
All right.
All right. So I guess that's pretty much it then. We've kind of
Yeah.
dragged this out. All right.
Yeah, man. I mean, thank you so much for having me. Genuinely, I had a ton of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for being on. I mean, this is like surreal, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope I did not disappoint.
no, you didn't. I
It.
feel like we're gonna be listening back to this, and it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
All right.
What's the outro?
I think it might be dudes out or dude fall out. I don't know. Just stay tuned for the next episode where we have a very, very special guest like this one, our friend Ian. Um,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a step up from HiTop. I'm sorry.
It definitely is, you know. I mean, when you have a guest like me, you're kind of starting at the bottom, you know.
Yeah. Aw.
Anyone else you get is definitely a better guest, I promise.
uh,
But that's not true though. The podcast is just peaked. All
uh,
downhill from here.
yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
I guess it's time to say. Okay, I'll say both dude out
How
and
about
dude fall out.
dudes out? Okay.
Okay, dudes
One
out.
sec.